Hello everyone, welcome back to Global TC. We are here for the final race of the season here in Monza, and it has been a long season. We have had 47 races so far. Today is the 48th and final race of the season, and 11 drivers, that's right, 11 drivers can still win this championship. It has been an incredible season so far, and let's hope we have an incredible finale to top this all off. Just a quick note, it's been the first season of this Global TC Championship, of course, in the 10th season of Next Generation Motorsport, the larger league that's been a part of. I want to thank everyone who's come along for this season and enjoyed it. Of course, we've had some problems along the way with this being a whole new concept, but I think overall it has worked very well, and I can't wait for you guys to see the finale. And I can't wait for next season as well, because things are only going to get better. But let's get the talking in the past. I know what you want to see, and that's the racing. So let's have a quick look down to the grid and see how they start for the race here today. Something a bit, we're going to have a slightly slower walk through the grid here, and I'm telling you all about this driver's championship position here coming into this finale. And first off, at the very back of the grid, we have Daniel Solon. He is on softs for this race, but his championship chances are over. He is 27 points off the lead. He needs to be within 20. He is out of the title fight. Next up, Kieran Kevern, also on softs, but 28 points off of the lead. Another driver out of the title fight. Adam Liu, he is mathematically in the fight. He is 18 points back, but starting deep in the field, it is going to be very tough for him to get into the mix, especially on hard tyres. Ahead of him, Dylan Varstenberg, another driver not in the fight, but is on soft tyres. Ahead of him, Liam Jones on soft tyres and in the fight, just 16 points off the lead. Ahead of him, Ben Driscoll, he is just outside of the title fight, and he is starting this race on the mediums. Ahead of him is Carlo Durante, only 6 points off the championship lead. However, starting on hard compound tyres, it's going to be tough from there. Preston Brennan, 14 points off the lead. He's in the fight, but on hard tyres. Medium tyres as well. Ahead of him, Jordan Fingal, he is just barely in the fight, but again, on hard compound tyres. Ahead of him, Scott Sandover, he is on the hard compound tyres. He currently leads the championship. Ahead of him, Andre Jamil, 12 points off the lead. He comes into this with an outside chance of the championship, but again, another driver on a hard compound tyre. Ahead of him, Lewis Francis, he is out of the title fight. Vishal Shah, another driver out of the title fight. Then we come to second in the championship, Jonathan Mills. He will be starting from a relatively high grid spot here in his Honda. He is 5 points off the lead coming into this finale. Then it is the Toyota of Tyler Davison, followed by the Toyota of Albert Asante. Both of those in the title fight still, just barely, but it's going to be tough for their positions. Adrian Tishy, sadly not in the title fight. Matt Pulio, another one not in the title fight here, but on pole position, it is the man starting this race from fourth place in the championship, 6 points off the lead, is Adam Richardson on soft tyres. He's going into this one as the favourite, but as we've seen this season, anything can happen. The cars are ready for the final time this season. We are racing here in Monza, and it's a good launch there from both the drivers on the front row. The power of the Ford there. Now, with most of its success ballast taken out after race 2, on medium tyres, he's looking for a move towards turn 1, but the soft tyres of Richardson there, going to try and brake late, but braking so late down the inside is Matt Pulio, and Richardson fires it back down the inside of him. He doesn't want to give up this lead early. He knows how important it is to have the track position, and he's fighting to try and take this lead back here as they head towards Curve Grande. It is Pulio who has taken the lead on medium tyres ahead of Richardson in second. It is Tishy in third ahead of Asante and Shah. Mills in sixth place. He is just 1 point ahead of Richardson coming into this race. He needs to make some moves here and stay in this lead group, but Richardson at the moment is in a strong position. He's looking to the inside as they head into the second chicane. He's all over the back of the Ford that leads. He doesn't quite make the move stick though through here. Can he carry some momentum out of the corner? Not quite able to do it there. The Toyota of Tishy all behind him as we see further deeper in the field. Francis Mills there in sixth position, as we mentioned, trying to cling on here. Further down the order, we've got Scott Sandover coming into this race as the championship leader with only a 5-point lead over Mills and a 6-point lead over Durante and Richardson. Liam Jones on soft tyres, one of the two drivers still mathematically in this fight on soft tyres. He, however, though, is 16 points off the lead. He's got a lot of work to do, and he started deep in the field, and so far, only up to 13th place. He's got a lot of work to do in this one. and currently racing his teammate, and with cars all over the road around him, it's going to be a tricky spot to gain positions from. But at the moment, we look back to the front here. It's Richardson looking to try and take the lead of the race here from Puglio, and this is a crucial move. He gets it down the inside, and the soft tyres on the Volkswagen take the lead for Richardson here, and he makes his way out of Ascari as the race leader here, and provisionally he is now the championship leader at this stage, but we got a long way to go here. Mills at the moment in 6th position. He's got some positions to gain. He needs to make sure he finishes ahead of Richardson to win this championship, but as I said, he does not have soft or even medium tyres available. He is on hards. He is going to be in a world of pain, really. Sandover, another driver who is in theory able to fight for this championship, and really with a 6-point advantage over Richardson, if Sandover can get on the podium here, he would win this championship as the championship leader. That's the advantage you carry coming into this race here. But he's only 10th for the moment. He's full of success ballast from his win in race 2, and he's on the hard tyres. Worst case scenario, but we saw a miracle drive from him to get that first win of his career in race 2. And it's not going to be easy, but he's going to try and fight this one out. But they're already alongside him. There's Liam Jones, the man who started deep in the field on those soft tyres. As I said, one of 2 drivers that are in the title fight on soft tyres. There are 3 other drivers on soft tyres in this race, those being Solon, Kevin, and Dylan Varstenberg there, but all of them deep in the field here as we see them making their way through the first chicane. Once more, Sandover still side by side with Liam Jones as they come out of the chicane there. Jones trying to fight it back around the outside using those soft tyres to his advantage. Sandover dropped back to 12th. He's going in the wrong direction for his championship chances here, and down into 12th position. He still had a Solon though, but Solon on softs as well here as his teammate is going to be pushing hard. Behind them you see the likes of Durante in the mix as well, just behind him there. But at the back of the pack, Durante at the back there. Another driver who is mathematically in this title fight, 6 points off the lead coming into this, but starting at the very back of this one, he's got a lot of work to do. Even if he had a miracle drive here on hard tyres, all the way at the back to the front on hards, it's not been done before this season, it has to be said. As we see here, Jones is all over the back of Jamil now as they make their way through the Lesmo corners. He's looking to the inside of the Alfa Romeo, but the Alfa Romeo, he's got to think about his teammates' championship chances here, as he has Sandover to think about there. Andre Jamil, of course, himself is still mathematically in this title fight here. Realistically, with his situation though, he's on hard tyres, 12 points off the lead coming into this one. He is in a very tough situation. From the Alfa Romeo camp, their best chance is Sandover, the championship leader coming into this, but he's already dropped back now down to 13th position. He is going in the wrong direction and quickly here, which is sadly what we expected. Ahead of Jones at the moment, you see Dylan Varstenberg, another driver on softs. He could be a contender here, not for the championship, but just to try and get up the order and fight for a race win here. But Liam Jones at the moment is the man that we are watching here. His championship challenge is possibly, at the moment at least, the most likely to bear fruit, although Adam Richardson at the front is the one currently holding with one hand on the trophy here. As we see there, Jones, you can see the aggression he's having to put out there to keep this title fight alive. He knows that he can't just finish in the mid-pack. He can't even finish on the podium. He has to beat Richardson, and even then, he has to hope Richardson falls at least 10 points behind him in this race. And that isn't easy. A win at 20 points, 10 points, you get that for 6th position. So that's what Jones needs. He needs to take the lead, and he needs Richardson to fall down the order, down into 6th or worse, and that is going to be tricky. But as I said, 5 drivers on softs here, and as we see Varstenberg fire it down the inside of Davison into turn 1, these drivers, they know what they have to do, and we saw in race 2, Adam Liu, when it started going wrong for him, it piled on. If we see a challenge to Richardson in this race, who knows what might happen at the front then. Very similar car to the Renault as that Volkswagen. If he stays unchallenged at the front, he's got a good chance in this one, but I've got a feeling that if anyone can get to him, it could be quite the fight indeed here, as we see Varstenberg now on the back of Mills as they head into the second of the chicanes. Keeping an eye on Mills as he looks to the inside, not quite going to go for it though. Mills trying to hold on at the moment. Jones, meanwhile, making his way through on the field. They're still stuck behind Tyler Davison though at the moment, which is not where he wants to have his Mitsubishi, and that is really not the progress he needs to be making there, as you see him again getting chopped off there by the Toyota of Tyler Davison. Toyota looking as though they are going to have the Manufacturers' Championship in the bag, though. And that manufacturer, it has to be said, have deserved it for the season they have had. And their drivers have put in some brilliant work over the season so far here. As you see Vastenberg continuing to set up that move on Mills. Another driver, as you said, with a chance at this championship. He's currently running 6th, but he needs to finish ahead of Richardson. And at the moment, that is not the case for him. It's worth keeping an eye on drivers like Durante, as we mentioned. He's further back down the order. Adam Lee, another driver further down the order here, as we see side-by-side racing now. Jones trying to get this move done on Davison as they head through the final part of Ascari here. It is really tight quarter stuff here at Monza. What an incredible racetrack we have for our finale here, folks. The Temple of Speed is a name it very much deserves here at this venue. As you see, Dylan Vastenberg is looking to try and take another position away here, but he's yet to do it. Mills is putting up a strong defence, but look at the send there from Vastenberg. He's going to get to the inside. He's going to get that position. Next up for him, Albert Asante, another driver, only 14 points off the championship lead. Really, again, another man that needed a bit of a miracle here in this one. 14 points off, that's hard enough as it is, but on hard tyres, it's near impossible. As we see him now having to fend off Dylan Vastenberg as they head down the main straight. These two teams, Alfa Romeo and Toyota, they have fought for the Manufacturers' Championship all season long there, as the Honda of Mills wants to put himself into the mix as well. Honda haven't had the season that they would have hoped for. They had a slow start to the season, really held them back. They do, as an individual driver, have the most wins this season, with Mills having 5, but as a manufacturer have found themselves in the mid-pack very much recently, as they are a one-car team this season. They'll be hoping to expand for next season, but they need to attract some drivers, and that means having to make your car quick, and they've done that recently. They certainly have, and I think they will be more than just the one-car team next season. But it's, for now at least, not the season they would have dreamed of. But a 5-win season is certainly nothing to scoff at, as we see there diving down the inside as Liam Jones on Albert Asante. He's trying to take that position. He's successfully taking that position as he goes all the way around the outside there. The four-wheel drive Mitsubishi there, almost dipping its wheels onto the gravel, a bit of rallying for him there as they head towards the Lesmos once more here. And actually, they're battling still behind us. Daniel Solon is looking to try and make another move here, just like his teammate has on Albert Asante in the Toyota. Toyota, with the exception of Kevin, really used put their eggs in the race 2 basket. Didn't quite bear the fruit they would have wanted to have, but in the end, not too bad for them, and has so far seemingly been enough for them to hold on to the Manufacturers' Championship. Of course, nothing guaranteed, but the way the Manufacturers' Championship is calculated, it's the one driver from each manufacturer over each event that scores the points for the Manufacturers' Championship. So it's a slightly strange way of calculating. You can't really calculate it race by race in the same way you would the drivers. But I can say from what we've seen so far, it is a very strong position for Toyota here, and realistically they will be walking away with the Manufacturers' Championship here. But Dylan Vastenberg wants to give Alfa Romeo another winner's trophy here, as he is on the back of Matt Pulio here for 2nd place. Vastenberg looking for the glory here. He came into this race not in the title fight, in fact dead last in the championship, 39 points off of the lead. And, well, a win would certainly cheer him up a little bit, and should in theory take him off of that bottom spot in the championship. And at the moment he's now into 2nd place. You got to feel like he is on course to lift himself off the bottom. But with Richardson in the lead of this race, it's going to be tough work to reel him in there. You can see the margin already that Richardson has, with just 2 laps left to go in this finale. Vastenberg into 2nd, you see him ahead of Pulio, but Pulio wants to try and take this position back here. The Ford has shown speed at Monza that it hasn't shown elsewhere this season. A car with some high peaks but some low troughs as well. As we see there, Vastenberg going into the chicane, he takes 2nd place comfortably now, and he can put his full focus on pulling ahead there, as a Toyota had a moment there in the chicane, I think, and lost some time. That may have been, it was one of the white Toyotas, it was either Tishy or Davison now. I'm not 100% sure which one of those 2 Toyotas it was. Both drivers having not so great races here. I believe it was Tishy who's gone through there, although I'm still not 100% sure. It may have been Davison who had that. It's the problem about having 2 identical liveries here. When you see them in the background, it's hard to tell which one's which there, with just the wing mirrors being different. As we see here further down the order, Adam Liu, Ben Driscoll and Carlo Durante, 18th place there. Alfa Romeo, as we said, came to here with a dream, but that dream is not going to be accomplished, it seems, with both of their two main Drivers' Championship contenders running 18th and 19th here. Scott Sandover came in here as the championship leader, running 19th and comfortably, with full success ballast on board, with hard tyres on board. That was really all that you could expect, sadly, for Scott Sandover in this situation here, and it's a heartbreaking way for the season to end here. But at least he's put in a good season, and he got that win, crucially. He got himself that win. But Liam Jones, whilst it may be seeming some drivers are giving up on their hopes of this title, Liam Jones certainly hasn't. He's in 7th place here. He's got his teammate backing him up behind him. He's got a rear guard trying to help him out as they cut their way through the field. Next up on his list is Albert Asante here, who has been driving well, it has to be said, in this race so far, and making some good attempts to get up the order here, as we see Liam Jones is going to go all the way around that side of him there, though. Just superior grip, as simple as that there, gets the move done. Liam Jones into that 6th position, as Solon is going to try and follow him through there by making a similar move in the background. See Kieran Kevern making his way past Lewis Francis, and also we see Daniel Solon making a move on Albert Asante. Jonathan Mills in the mix there, as is the Toyota of Tyler Davis, and all of these drivers fighting hard over every single position here. Even the drivers with no real championship winning hopes, every single position is on the line. Literally every position can change in this race, and that is why all these drivers are fighting so hard. They even if they can't win the Drivers' Championship, they can finish higher or higher or higher. That's what you got to think about here. So as we enter the final lap of the season now, folks, it is Liam Jones trying to make a pass here for Adrian Tishy to get himself up into 4th position. So that confirms it must have been Davison who had the issue earlier on in this race here. And we see him going side by side through the chicane. Actually, Tishy holding on to that move there. The Toyota top speed hasn't been its strength, but its cornering has been. Its brakes as well have been very strong suits. As Albert Asante trying to make his way up the order there, still just about ahead of Mills. There's Kieran Kevern on these soft tyres. You can see him all on his own, a bit lonely there, having some trouble getting through the pack. Only now has got clear of them, and you see this group of cars towards the back. Adam Liu, whose championship hopes faded away in race 2, at the back of this group, not having the race he would have hoped for, and sadly for him, another driver whose championship dreams are looking set not to come to fruition here. As Liam Jones, he is not giving up this fight. He wants to get this position over Tishy, but as we've said, he needs not just this position, he needs to win this race, and for Adam Ritson to finish 6th or worse for Liam Jones to win this championship. And as he looks around the outside, he can't quite get that move pulled off here, not making these positions quick enough at all. Vishal Shah just behind him there as he tries to make his way through on the medium compound tyres, as we see them still side by side here. Tishy and Jones battling so hard here. Incredible stuff as the sun is beginning to get quite low in the sky here in Italy. This is a season to remember, as we see Dylan Vastenberg is in 2nd place, and he is reeling in the race leader, but it's not looking like he's reeled him in quick enough here, because as we head towards Parabolica Alboreto for the final time here, the final corner of the season awaits us here, and it's looking set to await our first ever champion. Adam Richardson is heading towards the final corner now, and he's got some pressure from Vastenberg, but he could lose that position. He could lose a couple of positions, honestly. He comes to the final corner here, and the man that started this season on pole position for the first race of the season, he has been quietly consistent. He hasn't won the most races, he hasn't been on the podiums the most times, he hasn't been in the top 5 the most times, but that doesn't matter, because he comes across the line and he's going to win the first ever Global TC Championship here for Volkswagen. An incredible result for him and the team there. It's 2nd place for Fastenberg. Pulio holds on to the podium there, just barely ahead of Liam Jones across the line. Tishy's in 5th, 6th goes to Solon, 7th to Shah, 8th goes to Albert Asante. But really, the man of this moment is Adam Richardson. After a truly incredible season, every last driver in this field won a race this season, but at the end of the season, only one man can win the championship, and that man with just 3 wins to his name is Adam Richardson. He finished on the podium 8 times. He finished in the top 5 13 times. The only statistic which he leads the field in is top 10s, 28 of them to his name. An incredible season, an incredible fight. In the end, only one man can win, and that's Adam Richardson. So there we have it. The finale has come and gone. Adam Richardson is your winner of the final race of the season, and with it, fittingly wins the championship ahead of Vastenberg and Pulio completing the podium in that race. Liam Jones in 4th place, he put up a good fight there to recover those positions, but just too much to do. Behind him, Tishy, Solon, Shah, Asante rounding out the top 8 positions. Jonathan Mills in 9th there. Did all he could there realistically in the situation he had. Just behind him, Kieran Kevern, then Tyler Davison just outside the top 10. Lewis Francis in 12th, Preston Brennan in 13th. 14th going to Andre Jamil. 15th went to Adam Liu there with a strong recovery in race 3 after a disappointing race 2. Missing out on points in the end is the 2 BMW drivers of Ben Driscoll and Jordan Fingal, and behind them Carlo Durante and Scott Sandover, who both came up just a little bit short there in the finale. Well, that is it for the first ever season of Global TC. The final championship standings look as follows. Adam Richardson, who won the championship, of course, ahead of Jonathan Mills, a 12-point gap in the end, which actually is a chasm compared to some of the gaps we've seen this season. In 3rd place is Scott Sandover, 4th Liam Jones, 5th Carlo Durante, 6th place is Albert Asante, 7th is Andre Jamil, 8th place goes to Preston Brennan, tied for 9th. The 2 drivers who have ran the season with an identical livery finished the season with identical points, 9th and 10th there. Tyler Davison and Adrian Tishy. Behind them, Matt Pulio, Daniel Solon, Adam Lee, Vishak Shah, Jordan Fingal, Dylan Varstenberg, Kieran Kevern, Ben Driscoll and Lewis Francis. All drivers who won races. Every last one of them won at least a race this season. The driver that came first in the championship won 3 races. The driver that came last in the championship won 4 races. That's how close this season has been. Only 42 points covering the entire field. An incredible season to commentate, to be a part of, to watch. It was incredible. And I thank all the drivers who have competed this season as competitors, because it's a racing league, but they're not actually driving the cars. It's AI. They're doing their strategies, and it's something completely different that, as far as I'm aware, has never been done before, and they trusted that this was going to be not a totally insane idea, and at least from my perspective, it's gone quite well. I've really enjoyed it, and I can't wait for next season with potentially some new manufacturers, potentially some new tracks, potentially some new format changes. Who knows? It's going to be just an improvement over this season, because, as I said, entirely new concept for this season, starting from scratch. We learned a lot of things along the way that we could have done better, and for next season, we'll do them. We will do them differently, we will do them better, and we will hopefully have an even better product for you to see. Some fun stats for you at the end of the season. The driver with the most wins and podiums of the season so far, I'm so used to saying that, of the season in total, is Jonathan Mills. 5 wins, 11 podiums. He takes home that record as the most winning and most podium finishing driver of our first ever season. The driver with the most top 5s this season, Liam Jones, took 16 of those across this season. The driver with the most top 10s is our champion, Adam Richardson, with 28 top 10s to his name. And the driver with the most finishes inside the points, out of a total 48 races, he only missed the points 5 times. Daniel Solon, take a bow. That's a very impressive statistic there. 43 times he brought his car home in the points. An incredible season, and I just have to thank you all for joining us along this ride, and thank you very much for watching this finale. It has been a pleasure. Until next season, though, it's goodbye.